The affordability of housing in Austin has been a crisis for a while. It's only gotten worse in the past 5 to 6 years as the price of houses has really exploded, depending on where you measure from, 3 to 4 times as fast as incomes have gone up.
Where will Tesla employees live in Austin? This is a question I posed back in March, weeks before the grand opening of Giga Texas. This Gigafactory is a behemoth building with over 10 million square feet of factory floor and about 20,000 factory workers. It's unmistakable from the air and even this wooded trail. But it's not just Tesla contributing to more people moving to Austin. According to LinkedIn data, Austin, Texas leads among metropolitan areas as the most popular destination based on members changing their profile locations. It was the metro area that gained the most people during the 12 months ending in October 2022, for the 5th year in a row.
For folks who are otherwise saving to buy a house, they're working, they're doing what you're supposed to do to achieve that American dream. The market here in Austin just gets farther and farther and farther away from them.
Americans keep moving to Austin.
We moved down here about 3.5 years ago from the Kansas City area. I think we got here about the right time in terms of price of housing. The house we purchased out in Dripping Springs has gone up dramatically since we've lived here. I never had a house appreciate that fast before. I think if I'd have gotten here later, I'd have spent a whole lot more for what I got, or couldn't even gotten what I have.
And the locals feel it.
Crowded is a nice way of saying it, and just the constraint on the general area.
Austin has more open space, no income taxes, and initially had greater affordability. But with the influx of people, that has changed dramatically.
Austin has a housing crisis, so while we're starting in Austin, and it's a great place to start, what we're building at NEU can happen all over the country and all over the world.
We need creative solutions like here at NEU to try to help solve that problem.
So what exactly is NEU Community? Well, on my last trip, I learned a lot more about the community element and the pricing model. I figured since my video about NEU Community is still the most viewed video on Ellie in Space, I owe you a detailed follow-up. That's why I flew to Austin for their sneak peek holiday party where about 2,000 people turned out to see what exactly this new way of living is all about.
So we are here at the holiday sneak peek for NEU Community, and it's about to get really busy here. Take a look inside with me. As I told you, they are moving their operations here in Bastrop, including the showroom. Do you guys recognize this? So we have a lot of fun today, and we'll be interviewing Habitat for Humanity as well as people within NEU Community. So let's go.
On the outside, they look small, but on the inside, they look very spacious.
I think they're super innovative. You don't see anything like them. And I think that, there'll be a lot of people interested in them because they're different. They seem pretty efficient and real streamlined and clean. So I think they're going to be probably a big hit.
You can customize the whole thing. It's just amazing. This is the future of living.
I was surprised at how many people turned out to celebrate this early holiday with NEU Community, and for many, it was a chance to see their future neighborhood. Existing reservation holders.
I'm one of the first 100. We thought about maybe getting the one on the lake. That's probably the one that we really want.
And people in the area just curious about this new way of living. Many of you saw my video I made back in March about NEU Community, and Tony is actually one of those viewers who says the title of my video sparked his interest.
Actually, I came across one of your videos specifically talking about what's coming up, where's everyone going to live because Tesla opening up, and me being a first-time homeowner was looking for another opportunity to maybe grow my portfolio a little bit and solve this community. Lots of the perks that weren't announced until recently, but just the general modular home build is something that's always been fascinating to me. I would love to be in ownership of something like that. I did actually put a deposit down earlier this year, I think February, when they first announced everything, just because I felt like this is definitely something that I could see for myself in my future, living in a community such as this with remote workforce really changing everything, things of that nature. It really makes sense to kind of get away from the city and also have a community built around it.
Tesla's massive Gigafactory is located near the New Creek community, and if you're a Tesla owner, much of the community is developed to cater to those EV needs.
I just happened to notice there's a Cybertruck here. I also noticed a bunch of superchargers. solar panels.
Tesla has all types of different workers and employees, all types of income brackets, right? And typically in the US, we build neighborhoods and segregate them by social economic class. So if you have a $200,000 house, you're here, $500,000 house, you're here, $1 million house, you're here. That's not new. At NEU, we have homes that are all different price points, all living in one community, and the amenities we talked about, like free childcare for under 4, the grocery credits every month, that's for everyone. Typically in the US, we have single-family residences where you buy a lot, right? Or you rent an apartment. The housing market is completely broken. So last year when you tried to buy a house, you couldn't find a house, there's 50 offers on a house. In an apartment, you don't gain any equity. You just throw money at rent every month. So what we do at NEU is we created a new type of model. It's a membership model. It's similar to like a co-op model. And so what you're buying into are memberships into the community. Now, if you ever do decide to leave, that membership has value just like a normal real estate would. And so you could sell it. But at the end of the day, you have your membership in the community, which gives you the home site that you can live in. You can customize your home. And then we have an all-inclusive experience.
So maybe you don't live in the Austin area, but I want to open up your eyes to this new approach to home ownership and also get your thoughts. Some of the amenities in the community include assistance with groceries with a $200 monthly voucher, an EV rideshare program, and free childcare for children under 4 years old. Jonathan Jenkins is the founder and CEO of NEU Community, and this is a vision he's had since he was a kid.
My mom and I, my younger brother, we grew up in a mobile home park. And I just remember the playground. And I remember playing with all my friends in the mobile home park. And I remember behind there was the woods to play in. And as I got older and older, things started to change in our neighborhood. And we moved, more shopping centers came in, and kind of the funness of being a kid went away. And so as I got older and I started having kids of my own, I realized we needed to bring back that kind of experience.
Jonathan is originally from Texas, so he not only wants to bring this new way of living to his home state, but he also chose Austin because of the innovation happening in America's latest boomtown.
And so about 4 years ago, Giorgio, my architect and partner, and I decided to let's take what we were doing in retail, building amazing modular experiences, and really do it to build communities. So we took over 2.5 years just on the R&D and the IP around our modular units. And then 2 years after that, we started working on the community development and the land acquisition. Now we own 3 properties in Austin, New Lake, New Mountain, and here at New Creek. We spent the time really focused on not just on how to build the units, but how to do mass production assembly. And again, it's not a factory production, it's assembly. And so we've done it in a way that with our great core partners on our supply chain, we're able to do mass, fast production assembly. And so what I'm excited is you get into Q1, starting seeing multiple modules just popping out the assembly line here in Austin.
And of course, we know demand for housing in Austin is soaring. The COO for Austin Habitat for Humanity says the last time they released 30 homes for sale, they had 1,200 people sign up for a neighborhood in Northeast Austin. He expects the portion of affordable housing offered at NEU to be very competitive.
We're excited to be partnering on the affordability piece here. There's going to be 75 homes in the first block that are going to be affordable, and we're going to be managing the sales and that side of the program here at NEU. So we're really excited to partner and really excited to get this thing kicked off.
So how do they narrow down that selection?
So the main driver is going to be the income limit. So families would need to make under 80% of the median family income. That varies by household size, but that's roughly in the 80,000 range, kind of for a household of 4. So that's where we're looking at. It's really going to depend. The best thing to do is go to our website, austinhabitat.org/NEU, N-E-U, and give us your information, and we'll put you on the list. Hopefully you can be one of those lucky 75 to get a home here.
Wayne has been with Habitat for Humanity 12 years, and he's seen a lot of groups in the affordable housing space try to tackle this problem, but they often fail.
NEU has really zoomed out and thought big about how they're doing what they're doing. They've addressed a lot of the things that have tripped up other housing startups, and they've gone out and been audacious in trying to solve problems and create solutions.
Some of those bottlenecks include regulations on how houses are built, from things as simple as zoning to what types of homes are considered mobile homes.
In a different environment, different types of homes that are modular and constructed would be considered mobile homes and would be regulated as such and would need to be financed and insured as such. And that causes all sorts of problems and where you can put them and how you can get a mortgage on them. NEU has avoided a lot of that, in part through things like what we're standing in here right now, a 90,000 square foot assembly facility that allow them to build the homes on site. They're also doing all the financing as a community. So they're getting all the money to handle all the mortgages, which is a huge tripping point for other groups that have tried to come in and do this, where the mortgage financing is a problem. So NEU is doing all that themselves, and I think there's some real value in doing that.
NEU stands for New Eco-Sustainable Urban Community. And so the key thing for us is blending technology with nature, but the center of that is people. And so you can't forget people. Everyone focuses on the technology, but you lose the human aspect of it. So for us, it's building community of all types of people. Our homes that we build, the modular homes, they're built to grow with a family, so a family doesn't outgrow their home. What that means is we don't want you ever, any season of your life, feel like you've outgrown NEU Community, or now that you need to shrink your home, you have to move somewhere else. And so what's about NEU is to keep you here.
It's a group of residents that are going to be living together, a lot of services and amenities on site, a lot of things taken care of in one payment. It's kind of like a big cooperative neighborhood. So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops and grows. It's really something different that they're trying.
So if you come to the assembly plant here at NEU Community, this is where you'll find the office, and check this out behind me. This is a 90,000 square foot assembly plant. This is one of 3, and customers and future residents can come here and see their modules being built.
On this trip, I wanted to learn more about the amenities of NEU Community, and here's something I'd never seen before, and it's how NEU will get their mail across the community.
I'm Garrett McCurra, and we're working on the mailbox system for NEU Community. It's kind of a no pun intended, new concept, but the idea is that all the mail and packages and deliveries at NEU are free and quiet and electric, and can move around from home to home really efficiently. So this is one of the boxes. This is one of the outdoor boxes. And the way that it works is you open up this lid, you put your package inside of it, and then it goes underground. So we have pipes running along here. And then we opened it up over here so you can see it. Let me hop in. And there's robots that will drive underground through these underground pipes and move the packages around. So these are really fast robots, and they go, and I think you can see over here, we'll go walk. They just go underground, and they end up over here at these other mailboxes, and that's how you receive your package. So everything, this is called Pipe Dream, yeah. It is, yes. We, yeah, you know, I really, the real inspiration is I don't like owning things. Like there's all this time that I need something and I'm like, oh man, I gotta run to Walmart and go get that thing that I need. I was like, man, it'd be so much better if instead of going to buy something, I could just tell, you know, my Amazon assistant, like, hey Alexa, send me a screwdriver, and in 30 seconds I could get the screwdriver in my home. That's the best thing ever. And so we looked into like, how do you make that possible? And this is what we came up with. And so NEU is really a good first place you're going to test that concept. So they'll have tool rental, other services that you can say, hey, I need a screwdriver, and can get sent to you in 30 seconds. So this system is equipped with a few optimizations for 30-second delivery across NEU. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So this is one of the outdoor portals again. It's connected to this one over there underground. And you open it up, and whatever you need is inside. You grab it and shut it. So these are the outdoor, and then at NEU there's going to be some of the private homes will have indoor ones, and so there will be baked right into your drawer. You'll be able to pull out any package you need right in your kitchen.
Garrett says they have a network in Georgia that's also in the works for a city system, and he says it's a much longer system going from inside an office building to inside a retail center with a few outdoor stops along the way. He says they've only been around for a year and a half, and now they're ready to offer their service commercially. I told him his system reminds me of a Boring Company loop for mail.
Boring Company, what they're doing is super cool, building the really big tunnels. But yeah, if you come back this way, the nice thing about this is there's nothing really new that we're doing. We use just standard utility pipes, so exactly the same thing that people already put underground. So all the construction specs are there. Everyone knows how to install it. Pretty easy to install. And then we just have the robots that go through those pipes, and then the what we call the portals, just the mailboxes that bring it out of the ground from the robot up to the user. Yeah, so it's one of those things where, you know, when you're thinking about it, you're like, man, that's so complicated. I don't know how that's ever going to work. And then once you put, like, none of the pieces that are part of it are very complicated at all. I think it's one of those things where when you think about underground, it feels really hard, but then you remember, like, oh man, I already have a delivery system in my home that's underground. It's just carrying away we'll call it the toilet water. It's carrying toilet water away and the things that go in it. That's already a tube-based delivery system. So it's using all those same concepts that we've used to install electricity and sewage and water, and just adding one more thing, which is packages and deliveries.
This event was not only for future community members to see New Creek, but also a helpful hand for many families in the area. $100,000 worth of grocery gift cards were given out, 1,000 toys were gifted to kids, and Santa and Mrs. Claus even arrived by helicopter to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Everyone send me your Christmas list. Just write down what you want.
New Community investors also presented a $5 million check to Habitat for Humanity New Families.
We would like to donate $5 million to Habitat for Humanity, and this is for the New Creek Down Payment Assistance Program.
I hope that you enjoyed this update. I will continue to follow the progress of the story for the many of you that are interested. I also want to know your thoughts about this model of membership and just about how to address the housing crisis that our nation is facing in many major metropolitan areas in general. So leave a comment below. And of course, I want to give a special shout out and thank you to my patrons who help me continue to bring you literal boots on the ground coverage.